Hello and welcome back for another quick tutorial. Today the design team was to create a project that could be anything. Well, not a tag. So I thought I would create a small flower arrangement using Spellbinder's die templates and beautiful fall colors. So let's get started. Like all the flowers I make, I start with my pad, and the tool shown here is a gum paste tool. Start at the tip of the flower, press down, pull towards the center of the flower. I need to mention that the largest sunflower die I used in this video has been discontinued. I know, it's one of my favorites too, but the rest of the dies I used in this video are still available. This is the Sunflower Set 2 die template, and it's still available. It's just a little smaller in size than the first one I showed you. So I cut and embossed the flower with yellow cardstock. With a sponge, I started in the flower center and lightly started up the petals of the flower, just part ways. Working with the smallest die in the Sunflower 2 set, I just repeated the same steps. Shape the petals, sponge the center. The only thing I really want to point out here is make sure you allow your ink to dry before you add your foam tape, dimensionals, or whatever it is you use, because if your ink isn't dry, they won't stick. And here are all the sunflowers I used in my arrangement. Here's the little paper mache basket I covered with some graphic 45 cardstock. I just put my basket on the cardstock, traced around it, and that's how I got my pattern. I had to cut the cardstock to fit up under the handle of the basket. And here's my pattern. I like to use glossy accents to attach the paper to the basket. It works great as a glue. I did add extra where the cardstock needed to slide up underneath the handle. I think it looks pretty cool because the basket color matches the tan in the cardstock. With the flower on the piercing mat and my piercing tool, I poked a hole in the center of my flower. While I was at Hobby Lobby, I found some wonderful items for flower arranging. So when I got them home, I took them all apart so I could use the smaller pieces in my own flower arrangement. So after I poked a hole in the center of each flower, I placed one piece of the flower arrangement goodies I tore apart in the previous picture through the hole in each flower. This created a stem. Once again, I used glossy accents and added it to the center of the flower, making sure it was up underneath the bead thingy shown here in the picture. Then added some flower soft for a more realistic look. I repeated the same thing for every flower, but if you notice, there's a new flower added to the picture, the pretty burgundy one on the right. It was made the same way as the sunflowers, only I used the scallop circle nestability. Make sure you let these dry overnight. That way you make sure the glossy accents is good and dry. As I mentioned, the burgundy flower was made using the classic scallop circles large, and I used every die in the set except for the largest one shown here. And after I cut and embossed the cardstock, I used my scissors to cut in the valley of each scallop and cut towards the center of the die. Then we curled the petals just like we did the sunflower. I love this flower because it's so full and lush. Love it. I used the On the Vine Border Grand and Nested Leaf dies to make the leaves for the arrangement. The On the Vine die can be cut into smaller pieces, which is what I did for this project. Then I sponged each one, crumbled them up and lightly sponged again, and sprayed all of them with glimmer mist and let them dry. Now I need to finish my little basket, so I used some glossy accents on the inside of the handle and attached my ribbon where I want to put my bow, and I poked a hole as shown. I'm sure there are many ways to secure a bow and keep it from falling off, but this idea is what worked for me. I pushed a long pin through my bow and then through the hole I made in the basket handle. On the inside, I bent the pin so it'd be facing down, and then taped it in place. I made my bow this way because I think over time it will hold its shape longer. This is the styrofoam I used, gluing it to the bottom. The pins you see are there because I was going to use a smaller piece and decided I had to have more, and I glued it back together. The next few pictures you're going to see are the arrangement actually being put together. Don't worry, it'll go pretty fast. And there's some music too. I'm sure you can see that I didn't make all the leaves for this arrangement or some of the other goodies, but I love how they add to the project itself. And that's it. And here are many pictures of my finished project. And I want to thank you for watching again today. So until next time, bye now.